Johnson, as I was saying at the start of the show, it's snowing here in Sandton. It's been snowing across the country in South Africa. I've heard the weather also cold over there in Kenya.
Yeah, it's pretty cold here. Just come through from. If you remember the last time I was on the set, I was coughing quite a bit. It was a bit cold.
Yeah, I remember that coughing, a bit of a coughing problem there, but I'm glad to see you're better, and I'm sure not snowing quite yet in Kenya, but of course it is quite cold across the continent. Let's just check in on the markets today. We've seen the market slip back today. Where are you seeing most activity centered around?
Well, again, some of this keeps getting affected by profit warnings. Sasini had a profit warning, so paired some value today as well. But largely on the whole, when I looked at how the market closed, I think it was more positive than negative. Perhaps didn't manage to claw back the early days losses, but I think momentum is building up. Tomorrow we might see some gains coming through.
Talking about the banking sector, we saw Barclays Bank of Kenya coming through with numbers today for the first half of the year. Profit before tax up by 18%, and really going at pains to indicate the fact that they've been able to increase revenues and income more than the costs have increased. So, of course, they have taken restructuring measures to reduce that cost-income ratio. Let's get your initial thoughts on those numbers.
Well, first of all, I must commend them for their results. If you look at the numbers closely, you'll see that assets shrunk and their profits grew. So I think they've been very selective with the kind of business that they've been picking up. That has allowed them to, boost the revenues. And even though the cost of financing has jumped quite a bit, the automation of course helped them manage costs. The operating costs. So that helped manage the operating costs of course, and all in all helped keep the cost of operations down, so that they manage the profits that they generated over the first 6 months.
Does it worry you that they aren't keeping pace with the growth that we're seeing from the likes of KCB and Equity Bank?
Not really, because if you look at it in terms of profitability, they're delivering, because first of all, they are probably one of the lowest cost banks in the region, and it can get even lower than that, because when you look at what they're doing right now, they're doing about 57% of income as costs. That's the cost-income ratio. That can be brought down to 52-53% thereabouts, and even with that, you can see the productivity that it generates, so that they can be able to do the kind of profitability they're doing. So for us, really, it's more of a return on investment case rather than just growth.
Yeah. In the insurance sector, we also saw Britak coming through with a strong recovery for the first half. You're looking at investment income of 2.6 billion shillings, and that's versus a loss in the previous year. A lot more optimistic about earnings potential going forward, looking at diversifying earning streams. Do you like Britak as a stock, and do you like the prospects for growth?
Yeah. You see, for the financial sector stocks, they're benefiting a lot from the drop in inflation and the consequent drop of interest rates, so that now that the asset values are improving, and for banks, the threat to their business models is receding, because now they can now grow their loan books at reasonable levels. They can now attract deposits at lower costs. So overall, I think both insurance and banking sector, with the kind of macroeconomic dynamics going on right now, I think I'm a bit bullish on those.
Another stock that is set to release results is Nation Media. Those are first half numbers. What are your expectations there? What type of positioning have we been seeing from the market ahead of those numbers?
Well, this being an election year, we expect a bit more in terms of top line revenue generation, especially from advertisements. And inflation really has been brought under control this year, so we don't expect too much in terms of cost spikes. So for us, and the shilling has been stable, so the print costs also probably maintained the same. So for us, we expect a bit of growth coming through on Nation being the largest media house in the region.